Hey everyone, this is Jen over at jensscrappypages.blogspot.com, and today I'm going to put this cute little card together that I made a while back and posted to my blog, but I wasn't doing videos at the time. And I've noticed that I've had some pins on Pinterest and visitors coming over from Pinterest, so I thought I'd go ahead and put this video together and show you how I put the card together. It's actually really simple, not much to it. So, can you see the sparkle on there? Oh, sorry, that was like a total squirrel moment. But yeah, so that's the only really embellishment, I guess, if you will, that I put on the card. So let's get to it, and I can talk while I'm working here. So put this up here, and I will go through the supplies that I used. I used the Cool Treats stamp set, and this is from the Occasions catalog. I just really love this set, and I love all the bright colors that come in the suite. And then the Hexagon embossing folder, and if you guys have been watching any of my videos, you know I love this folder. The Frozen Treats Framelits dies that go with the stamp set. And all we're going to be using is this little ice cream scoop from there. The stitched frames, or stitched shapes framelits dies, and the layering ovals. And again, if you have the layering ovals, you don't necessarily need the stitch, but I just like the way the stitch looks. It kind of finishes off, gives it a nice little touch. Wink of Stella. And then for ink, I used Watermelon Wonder, Crumb Cake, and Pool Party. And then, last but not least, for supplies, I use this really cute washi tape from the Tasty Treats is what it's called. So Cool Treats, Frozen Treats, and Tasty Treats. That's a mouthful. For paper, I used a 5.5 by 8.5 Whisper White, approximately a 3 by 4 for the stitched oval, a 2.25 by 4.25, and then just some scrap to stamp on your little ice cream cones or ice creams. 4 by 5.25 Pool Party. Approximately 3 by 4 Peekaboo Peach for the scalloped oval, and then a 2.5 by 4.25 Watermelon Wonder. Make sure that's right, didn't look right for a second. So I think what we're going to do first is I'm going to get out my Big Shot, and we're going to do a couple of cuts because I stamped the ice cream cone on the oval after I cut it. So, and I did that just because it was a lot easier lining up the ice cream cone and making sure I had the right height for my whole thing. As long as we have the Big Shot out, I'm going to go ahead and emboss my Pool Party cardstock. I'll switch plates. And this is a thick embossing folder, so I don't need that second plate to go on it. Okay, we're going to set that aside, and then I'm just going to pull out my Whisper White oval, and I'm going to stamp the ice cream cone itself. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp the solid one first, but I don't want the dark part, so we're going to stamp it off, and then we're going to stamp on here. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take the one that has little crisscrosses in it. And very carefully, I'm going to pull this down a little bit so I can see it. Very carefully, we're going to go ahead, and because we can see through this, we're just going to stamp right over it, and then that gives it that two-tone look to it. And then I'm going to take my Watermelon Wonder, and we're going to put that on here and just kind of overlap it just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp again on our scrap piece because we're going to cut that out. Now I'm going to give this a good cleaning and just make sure that my Watermelon Wonder is completely off of that, because when I was making the card, if you don't, then it's going to kind of muddy up the pool party. And I learned it doesn't look anything like Pool Party when I stamped it that next time. Whew, it was kind of bad. And then I'm just going to overlap that again. And see, I still kind of have a little bit muddy. So I'm just going to go ahead and try and clean this off again. Hopefully that's it. That looks clear. So we're going to just ink this up again in the Pool Party, and we're going to stamp, we'll just stamp that little guy down here. Oh, that's much better. You see the difference? So then we're going to take this little, oops, I'm totally out of camera, this little piece here, and very carefully towards the top of the ice cream cone on this one, we're going to stamp that, and then we're going to put a little bit of I guess little sprinkles. Kind of put that up towards the top. And then I'm going to do the same with my Watermelon Wonder. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to get the Big Shot back out again. Push all this off to the side. Get our trusty Big Shot. And I really like this magnetic platform, so I usually use that when I'm cutting with the dies, and then switch to the other one when I'm with my embossing folder. And the cool thing about this, usually the dies cut, you know, and leave like a space around the stamped image, but this one actually cuts inside of it. And I just wanted to show you quick, see how it leaves that little edge around it, so it just kind of goes into the center of it. Now this one, it kind of moved a little on me, so I have a little bit of a white edge. So I'm just going to take my ink pad. Maybe I'll just do that all along that edge there. And then what I did is we're going to put a little bit of dimension on the back of it, and I'm going to put down my Watermelon Wonder first. That's just going to kind of go in the center, and then I'm going to take my Pool Party and just layer it over the top. And then I just added a little bit of Wink of Stella. You probably could add it to the whole entire ice cream, make it all sparkly, but I thought I would just kind of highlight these little dots in here. There's just a couple peeking through here. And then what I did is I just came through and came in each of these little lines instead of doing the whole entire cone. Just kind of gave a highlight to those little. So, just like that. And we're going to set this aside for a moment and start assembling our card. So you're just going to fold that in half or score it at 4 1/4, whichever your preference is. Let's put this down. sometimes I think I use too much adhesive, so I thought, well, maybe I'll start using a little bit less. I don't know. Do you guys use a lot of adhesive on the back or on your cards? Sometimes I'm afraid that it's going to start falling apart. So I like to kind of have it down because I don't want to give this to someone and have them, you know, have it falling apart on them. Now what I'm going to do before I adhere this is kind of like a multi-step process here, is I'm going to grab my washi tape and I'm going to take this cute little like candy stripe and I'm just going to set this about 1/4 of an inch down from the top of the white, like so, and then set this directly underneath of it. And then one more line of that. I'm almost out of this stuff too. I went through it pretty fast. I just love it. And then I'm going to just pick it up and fold these over to the back side. That's going to go in the center of my Watermelon Wonder. And this is going to go, I don't know, probably about 1/2 of an inch up from the bottom. So just want some of that really pretty pool party cardstock peeking through. I love these bright and cheery colors. They just make me so happy. This was my favorite set when I first got the Occasions catalog. First thing I ordered, just because they're so cute and cheery. We're just going to put this on top of here. Oops. And then I'm going to get out some more Stampin' Dimensionals, if I can find them again. Oh, right in front of my face. Did you guys ever have that happen? I had all the time. I set something aside and I lose it within seconds, I swear. I think the stamp fairies or ghosts or whatever they are in my house like to play games with me. And then I'm just going to set this, you kind of want just a little bit of it peeking down over the bottom of your washi tape. And then normally I would stamp ahead of time, but I have really no dimension here, so I left my sentiment for the very last, and we're just going to stamp that up in crumb cake. And this would just be a sweet card to give to someone, just says, I hope your day is as sweet as you are. Just kind of a perfect thinking of you kind of card. So that's it. There you go. Now I have 2. Actually, to be honest with you, I had 3. But I gave one away. Sent one in the mail, actually. Yay me! I sent one. So anyways, I guess technically I don't have 3, but I've made 3 now. If you would like to stop over at my blog, jensscrappypages.blogspot.com, and check out, I've got dimensions on there in a printable and downloadable PDF with instructions. They might not be as detailed as the video, but they're there if you would like to download them. So thank you so much for tuning in and joining me as I put this card together, and I will catch you later with another project. Thanks again. Bye.